year is 1789. The French people have nothing to eat, and all the rich people are kind of the worst human beings on the planet. So one lady decides to go ahead and do something about it. Madame Defarge, armed only with a dream, an axe, and a knife, and a pistol, took over the Bastille with thousands of other fellow revolutionaries. And that goes pretty well. Then, she guts some dude named Foulon and stuffs him with grass, and that also goes pretty well. Literally every person in France hears about this, wonders why they haven't been doing this from the beginning, and starts to take over. Chapter 23 of A Tale of Two Cities finds us following the mender of roads, a starving man with a shiny new red cap going about his business. He meets a mysterious tall stranger who walks like a ghost, and the two exchange some banter about meeting up later that day. The stranger, like your typical high school senior, has the ability to sleep through hail, freezing temperatures, and the brutal heat of the sun. He's awakened by the mender and sent on his way. The mender then makes a quick stop by the fountain, where he observes the chateau of the Marquis catch fire, set by four lovely gentlemen earlier in the evening. The fire rises to be about 40 feet high. Wow, where have we seen 40 before? Anyway, Monsignor Gabelle, the town tax collector, sits on his roof and tells someone to sound the alarm. A man on horseback rides to Gabelle and asks for help, to the jail and asks for help, and no one is willing to help him. The people, giddy with hunger, fire, and the ringing of the bell, decide they want Gabelle dead. He hides on his roof and bars his door. He also contemplates jumping and killing a few of them because Dickens wants to let you know that he's such a stand-up guy. He sits there throughout the night, staring at the street lamp the townspeople want to hang him from. Throughout north, south, east, and west of France, the same things are happening. Some villages aren't as lucky as the Mender's was.
The year is 1792. Now that all of the fun revolution stuff in France is over, Dickens pulls us back over to England to finally give our English characters something useful to do. And there's one character in particular who has had almost nothing important to do since book 1. That's right. He's 77, he's got the finest legs Europe has ever seen, the man of business. It's Mr. Lorry, baby! Yeah! Tellson's Bank has been a shelter for French aristocrats who survived the French Revolution, and as a result, the Tellson's Bank in France hasn't been doing so hot. Mr. Lorry is going to be sent over there to try and salvage what he can. Charles Darnay suggests that, hey, maybe a 77-year-old man shouldn't just walk into France on the brink of society anarchy, but Mr. Lorry insists that he's fine and that good old Rusty Fingers gravedigger shoe thrower Jerry is going to be more than enough protection for him. A letter shows up addressed to Saint Evremond, and Darnay, not wanting to reveal his identity, watches as the aristocracy and Stryver make fun of the Marquis who abandoned his post. Darnay tells Stryver that he knows the aristocrat in question, and Stryver proceeds to go off on Darnay, saying very hurtful things indirectly to him. He says that he can put Darnay in a corner whenever he wants, exposing Stryver as a cocky bully. Then Stryver proceeds to snap his fingers, turn around, and walk into the street, where he is met with applause. Gabelle's letter says that his house has been destroyed and he's going to be executed for treason, and Darnay kind of feels for the guy because he was his family's former servant and makes plans to go off to Paris. Mr. Lorry and Jerry leave for Paris, and then Darnay also leaves for Paris, walking out into the heavy mists of the street with a heavy heart. The end.